Good people. And maybe not so good people. We'll let y'all be the ones to decide what's what. We in the building. Another episode, Monarchs of Wrestling. Your boy Cool McCain, join us always on this side by the Playmaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is going to be interesting. For those of you who may not be aware, and those of you who may be aware, 4 PPVs and PLEs this weekend. 4.
FOUR in a span of 48 hours.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that, but I'm glad you went there.
Paul Levesque and Tony Khan, I want to slap y'all right about now.
But in all fairness, Tony has
okay,
won.
Tony Khan has won even. I knew you was going to say
3 of them is your boy Paul doing what Paul does. You didn't have to have all of them in one weekend. You didn't have to do that.
One freaking weekend. 3 on one day.
You know what would have been really smart? Since you already had Saturday night's main event and Evolution 2, you could have did Great American Bash the weekend before. Or you could have actually did it like you normally do and do it on the Wednesday. We'll do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? But no.
And matter of fact, when do y'all do NXT Premium Live events on Saturday? Yeah, you do it on Sunday.
Right. But no. You got to take all this stuff and try to shove it in together. But they can't do it on Sunday because ain't Evolution on Sunday? They want Evolution to get all the focus. So that's why you should have just did it the weekend before. Or you could have just did it on July 3rd or 4th.
4 premium shows in 48 hours.
And 3 of them are all thanks to y'all boy Paul and all his tomfoolery and nonsense. So
I can't stand. Ooh,
this is going to be a blend, guys, because we all know how they do. They don't give you the full cards for most of them until the last minute. Now, AEW in the past had up to 11 matches, so they'll kind of give you most of the stuff early, and then they'll add maybe 1 to 3 matches later at the very end. That's how they get to like 11. So they have at least some that we can go with that we know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start with our NXTNA. We've got the NXT Great American Bash. So if you want to go ahead and kind of tie that in, feel free to, sir. It is NXT time, big dog.
Man, what do you want from me? Well, I do want interest in this. Easy Dane and Tatum Paxley are a tag team. Tatum Paxley has officially joined the Colon. And they beat Sol Ruka and Zarya on Tuesday.
Yep.
If you saw this coming, say I. No eyes. Meaning nobody saw this coming. This makes us an interesting dynamic for the caller. Now you have a twisted personality in the group.
I always need one of those.
I'm interested in seeing how this is going to work with the calling. AP got you too.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We didn't see this coming.
But didn't see it coming.
But it does make it interesting, though.
Yes, it does. You got to have a little.
The reason why I said because there is a spot for the NXT to get involved in the women's tag team championship match.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know who's involved to be in this match because they haven't announced that yet, which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to happen tomorrow. So what can we expect?
My husband had.
All right, y'all. So we back.
Who knows?
Joe Hendricks defeated Wes Lee. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part is what Cool's going to bring up because that TNA championship has got a lot more interesting. But I'll let you talk about that when you get to TNA. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Even though the sign is going to happen at a premium live event.
I mean, you could talk about it because, I mean, it is going to be at it's actually going to be at Slammiversary, though. So
it's going to be at Slammiversary, but they're doing the contract signing at Great American Bash.
Yes, which I don't think you need to waste time on a PLE doing a contract signing, but it's neither here nor there.
I want to slap some people today. I just want to tell y'all that. Preferably Paula Beck and Tony Khan right about now. And maybe Tommy Dreamer too. Cusafino. He has officially left the family. How did he leave the family, by the way? He cold caught Tony D'Angelo. And he cold caught Stats too.
Say he's his own man.
That might have been your enjoyment for NXT last week.
It's good to be your own man.
How about I cold caught both of y'all?
Yeah.
I'm sick of both of you. I'm sick of both of y'all. How about that?
I support it.
Will this help him though? That's the question.
It won't hurt him.
You say it won't hurt him. Okay.
It can't hurt him.
Okay. Miles Bourne is trying to get on my good side. Are you seeing this? No, we already knew him. The man's dating Stephanie Valkyrie.
There's always some impressiveness involved there, for sure.
Yeah. But he's repping Florida.
I mean, you know how you is about Florida.
The man is repping Florida.
And you rep Florida all of a sudden. You guys have a different friendship.
He's trying to get on my good side. You see this, right?
I mean, in all fairness, he's probably not technically thinking about playmaker. He might be. Who knows? He might have seen the show and said, I need a playmaker on my side. Who knows?
That's it. Out here repping Florida. And he's dating Stephanie Valkyrie. Now, one of them got another surprise. Yoshi Key became the number one contender for the NXT Championship. He beat Jasper Choi. I'm gonna let you go first because I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this result.
I'm fine with the result, to be honest. We need a match. How can I say this? We need a match that says this is a guy that could possibly be Obafemi. Do we think he's going to lose? I personally don't know. But we at least need somebody where you can say, okay, he has a chance to beat him. So I think Yoshiki Inamura, I think that's how you say it, is a better option for that purpose. Right? You sometimes have guys that kind of come along and they'll have a match, and they'll have somebody in the corner, and they build him up as this tough guy that might could be the champion. and then they lose, and then you just don't see them anymore. I think this is one of those, but I like what they're doing. They're trying to find creative ways to get other guys to lose to Obafemi.
It's a different opponent for sure. I give you that. And yes, he already beat Jasper Troy. So yes, I give you that too. But ain't he supposed to be in a tag team?
But he'll be back in the tag team with Josh Briggs after he loses.
All right, fine.
You know what I'm saying? He'll be back after he loses.
I will get to the main event, but that was just gonna get right into Great American Bash. And yes, I'm going with Obafemi. There's not even a question.
There shouldn't be a question.
Thanks to
there was a question.
Thanks to the victory in tag team match, Easy Dane gets a North American title match against Soruka. I think we have a new champion coming.
I'm gonna stick with Soruka.
I think we got a new champion coming. Because Taylor Pasley is unhinged, which means you can't get a read on her. As powerful as Ari is, one way to chop down a beast is to get in their head. And somebody like Taylor Pasley being as unpredictable as she is, I think that plays in Easy Dane's favor.
I can feel that, but I'm gonna still go with I'm gonna go with Soul, keeping that for now.
You're going with Soruka. You're gonna see a contract signing at a Great American Bash. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's stupid, but it's what they're doing. Ain't even for a WWE title at that.
Right. They really shouldn't have those at PLEs anyway, but not going into that.
And then I hate it in a way, but at the same time, I love the person, so how much can I really hate it? The in-ring debut of Blake Monroe would take place Saturday in Atlanta, Georgia, as he teams with Jordan Grace to take on Fatal Influence. I hate it because why do I ever wait to Saturday for her to finally get in the ring? We didn't have to wait. We didn't have to wait long for Jordan Grace to get in the ring, did we?
Jordan Grace was also coming from a place of already being known to the audience because, in all fairness, NXTNA. She just went from TNA to NXT. So her pay probably went up. That's about it. We already knew who she was. And don't you want your girl Blake to come out for her first match at a PLE?
No, that's me being selfish. I should have already seen Blake in the ring by now.
Okay.
It's been 3 whole weeks. Maybe 4. Actually 4, because she actually missed a week. The week she got put through the table, she missed that next week. And then she came
So
back.
3 appearances.
Yes. If y'all know me, y'all know who I'm picking. And it's quite obvious.
Right.
He might be the objective one on this one. I ain't being objective. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
It doesn't matter if you're objective or not. That's Really, only one option to pick in this: the Juggernaut and debuting superstar. Come on now, we know who's winning that match. We already know what it is.
And I like how they are trying to build JC Jane as a credible champion, but nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it.
Well, if you weren't credible before things started, why would I think you credible now? There's this thing called building people up, so when they win, you actually buy it. And Paul and Sean gotta do a little bit better at that.
I look at JC Jane. Why is you NXT champion? Why? Just why? I feel better if Fallon Henley was the champion.
Well, they wouldn't have to build her up, sir. Right?
They trying to do it with JC Jane. It is not working.
Never will. That's not going to stop them from trying.
The stupidity. Well, can I really call it stupidity? Or that's being too harsh?
I don't think it's being too harsh.
You don't think it's being too harsh?
I don't.
Okay. Well, hey, you more harsh than me, so I don't even know how much stock I can put in there.
You asked.
Nah,
All I can do is
I'm actually the more harshest person if I'm being harsh.
Well, I mean, if I said yes, then clearly you would have been being too harsh. So I would assume that's why you asked me. I really don't know. I don't know what was going through your mind when you asked that question, but
I'm trying to. You know how I feel going into the show. I'm trying to keep it professional right now.
don't keep it professional. Tell the people how you feel, because I don't keep it professional.
That's why you brought me in. You can let loose and I keep it professional. Both sides are covered.
Well, you can let loose and I'll keep it professional. And then both sides will still be covered. You do for one. Go ahead and get right.
Oh, it's coming. That's just one of 3 events in Atlanta. By the way, this one's at 3 p.m. Saturday. That's a decent time. I'll give you that. 3 p.m. is a decent time. I'll let you have that one. You ain't throw no 12 or 1 on me. So 3 is a decent time. I'll let you have that one. Go now. The one company that doesn't have any premium events going on this week, TNA.
Yeah, TNA is waiting so that they can have a monopoly on the 20th for their event. So I would say it's a good idea. It's a good decision. Very wise, based on what else we got popping off, crackulating and all that. But TNA, they're starting to set up Slammiversary, which is what they should be doing. That's the only thing that makes sense at this point. So we have a tag team match. It's going to be the Inspiration are going to be taking on the tag team champions, the Elegance brand at Slammiversary. I know there's one gentleman that I know is watching, one Mr. Cole Johnson, who I think definitely feels like
I think that was his first comment, by the way.
He wants the Inspiration to win that match. The Inspiration are getting that match after defeating Victoria Crawford and Tessa Blanchard.
Victoria's still there?
They ended up being
No, hold on. Victoria's still there?
Yes. There ended up being a brawl between Tessa Blanchard and Indy Hartwell. So the guess is that there's going to be a match that's going to happen at Slammiversary since they're having the brawl this close to the after that. And they did make that official a little bit later on in the show, as well as that tag team match. So we have a whole thing going on with Mustafa Ali and his group and Cedric Alexander, but that's something that can wait unless they're gonna Oh, they are. They're going to make a rematch, because Cedric Alexander won the first match at Slammiversary. There's a history there. Alexander gets a good shot. Most of the time he wins against Mustafa Ali, so there's a little bit of history there from their days in WWE. So they're kind of trying to work that in a little bit. There was a Impact chain match that we talked about last week. Slamovich and Killer Kelly. So, of course, Masha Slamovich won. Right? Then after she won the match, Fatal Influence came out and jumped Masha Slamovich. Because, of course, we're going to have that match at Slammiversary, I believe it is, where both titles will be on the line. And now that Masha Slamovich has won, she will be the champion from NXT. Not NXT, excuse me, TNA for that match. And right now, JC Jane is. So kind of, that type of thing. We're just going to jump on her because even though I haven't guaranteed I'm going to be in a match yet, I believe I'm going to be there.
Don't you got enough on your plate already, JC Jane?
Well, the match is coming, so you got to kind of, try to get ahead of yourself, get a little dominance. Santana ended up getting added to the World Championship match between Trick Williams and Joe Hendry. So that's now a 3-way match. So this is a way to protect Trick if he loses, by him not having to technically lose the match and still lose, right? Because it's a triple threat. But we'll see how that ends up playing. Santana's saying all the right things. He wants to bring the championship back to, TNA. But I think it's funny because of how they're doing this whole 2-in-1 thing, and everybody's together, and it's really is really NXTNA and all that good stuff. But they're trying to make it seem like it's really two separate brands. I mean, I don't buy that anymore, but that's what they're still trying to do.
You haven't bought that for a long time.
No, I don't buy that. You're doing everything together. You're on each other's shows every week. You got people coming from one show, jumping the other one.
You're doing a damn contract signing the Great American Bash.
Yeah.
TNA title match is being signed on NXT Great American Bash.
Little schism here in the system as Brian Myers stopped Eddie Edwards from using his system ring to beat Matt Cardona and cost him the match.
But that wasn't the interesting part.
So that's going to be something.
Like I said, that wasn't the interesting part, though.
No, that wasn't the interesting part. Because after the match, Dark State arrived in TNA.
Oh,
and
Lord.
Matt Cardona got a whoop that trick put on him by Dark State.
Now, Dark State, why did you go and do that?
Because it's one show. So we can jump anybody on either roster. That's why. It's like Raw and SmackDown at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, tell me I'm lying, though. Tell me I'm lying.
Because when we get there, y'all gonna understand why that makes so much sense.
Yes, you will.
Just to say this, one person is feuding with 8 people at the same time.
Sammy Callahan was backstage. The hometown man got beat up and unmasked. So they hid his face and nobody could tell who he was and whatnot. Yep. They made it official that they have the TNA World Knockouts World Champion and the NXT Women's Champion are going to face each other in a title versus title match at Slammiversary. So that's what I'm saying. So they see here try to act like it's not one show. If it's not one show, then why in the name of everything holy are we combining championships? You understand what I'm saying? Why do we need a champion versus champion match? If it's not one at this point, really just one show with 4 hours. That's really all it is at this point. You just got a different bag of drop. So, yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else I remember of importance, not just foolishness on TNA. They did have a match between Zachary Wentz and Nick Namath. Ryan lost last week. Nick won this week.
Oh, that's fine. One brother loses,
Not
the
the
other one
biggest
wins.
surprise.
How wonderful.
Frankie Kazarian had a talk show.
What?
He had it's called the King's Speech. This was the main event slot. He had all three competitors from the match, the championship match in the ring at one time. So Joe Hendry and Mike Santana were kind of like on one side. Then you had Kazarian kind of siding with Trick Williams. Trick attacked Hendry and Santana from behind. And then at the end of the show, Trick and Kazarian were standing tall. And that was the end of TNA. Ladies and gentlemen, they're setting up matches for Slammiversary, which we respect. I like the fact that instead of waiting until you already get this show going, they actually say, hey, let's do this early. Crazy thing. Let's do this early. Let's actually set up the matches a week or two before so people can actually talk about them. So all the wonderful people that take their time to do shows about us knows what's going to be happening on there. And then we can just build instead of adding matches willy-nilly 2 days before the dead blame event. Or in this case, 1 day, because they're going to add something on SmackDown. You know why? Because Paul can't help himself. That's why. But digression. So
let's take a break because I think you need to exit out and come back in because your video's on.
Can you is it the same now?
No.
It's the same when I look at it. Maybe you need to exit. No, I'm just kidding.
You sure?
When I look at it, everything's moving the same. My face is moving my talk. But who knows? Who knows? Because normally, if it's a problem, like I can tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because I see myself off screen and on screen, and everything looks synced up. But if you're hearing differently, we can make it happen. So, good people, per the orders of Mr. Playmaker.
No worry, we're gonna get y'all comments when we come back.
We are going to go ahead and take a break. And then when we return, comment time. Matter of fact, I'm going to even let Playmaker read the comments this week.
I don't want to read the comments this week. I'm already in a mood already.
Trying to help the man. Man don't even want to do the comments. You know what? Fine. Don't do the comments then. Fine. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Sir.
I'll split it. How about that?
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
as she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Base YouTube channel. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
All right, good people. Back in the building. Looks like everything might be good. Ooh.
What's up for you? What's up for you physically?
All right, so we're going to get to the comments real quick. Daniel Berry says, hey, everyone, happy Monday. Happy Monday, Daniel. All right,
Gigolo.
Whoop, whoop. He also says, special Monday lunacy tonight at 7 Eastern, featuring GCW's Brett Lauderdale and an Invasion. Okay.
Invasion, that never sounds good.
Never does. AP says, cool, didn't see this coming. What? Can't see everything, man. Can't see everything, big dog.
How you are? They expect you to see everything.
I mean, can't see everything, though. AP also says, crazy question. Can we see a time when Ripley and Cargill team up and win the belts?
Okay, this is not just AP, but I might be speaking for this guy over here as well. Why is everybody trying to put Rhea Ripley in the tag team?
I will say this.
Of course, you won't mind her and Jay teaming up together. That's the simple fact of
Emo
fact
Cakes
that was-
and Thunder Cakes in the same tag team?
Hey, there's rumors of them trying to put Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquero on the team together.
Devil's Kisses and Emo Cakes.
Everybody trying to put mommy in the tag team.
I'm gonna say like, Key, take my money. Just here you go. You have it. You want it. You need it more than I do.
Jeez. Can mommy just do her thing, please?
Maybe what about a group? Like a little female faction with Stephanie Vaquero, Jade Cargill, and mommy.
No.
Breathe.
Wake up.
We gotta get back on task. I get back on task. I have to
Wake
focus.
your behind up. You got things to do.
I'm focusing my key properly.
You having a Homer Simpson moment. That's what you're having.
Oh.
That's what you're doing. Only thing you're just not drilling. That's it.
And then what if they were to add Jordan Grace debuting on the main roster to such a faction? Oh.
Cole Johnson.
I wouldn't mind. AP, to answer the question, I would not mind.
This man.
You get a little off track there, my bad.
This man here. Oh my gosh.
Cole Johnson. Good evening, Monarchs. Good evening, Mr. Johnson. Good evening. Cole also says TNA needs to give Ash by Elegance a 2-minute squash match and send her on her way. Well, there's a tag team match, in all fairness, Mr. Johnson. Actually, put it on the screen. My fault, y'all. It is a tag team match, so it may take 5 minutes before she even gets in. Are you saying from the moment she gets in, or are you just saying the team in general, just 2 minutes and y'all out of here? I'm good either way. Just asking for clarification. Cole also says, I think Fallon Henry will eventually be the NXT Women's Champion. I can see that.
She should be already be one in my book.
Cole said it's working with JC Jane. She's meant to be a transitional champion.
Well, we found somebody that's liking it. Didn't think it would
Yeah.
be Cole Johnson, but
Yeah. You from my experience, sir, including myself, you're the only person that likes it. But I'm sure you're not the only person, just in my circles so far. All right. Cole then asks a very good question. The question is, will Jordan Grace go to the main roster soon? Then we have our next long-term NXT Women's Champion.
no. Because I believe that at some point in time in the near future, somebody else is going to be NXT Women's Champion. And I'm pretty sure Kobe McGee can guess what I'm talking about.
Could it be Mia Parker?
No.
Oh, you talking about the legend herself. Legend of Thickness. Is that what we're talking about?
No.
No?
I'm surprised she won the first thing that came out your mouth. She teaming with Jordan Grace this weekend.
Oh, Blake Monroe?
Yeah.
I was thinking about all the cakes. I was about to go with Kalani Cakes. Congratulations, by the way, Kalani Cakes on the engagement.
Congratulations the Carmelo Hayes, because he ain't been on net lately.
He go home to Kalani Jordan. He's been on net.
He ain't been on that on TV. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying he go home to Kalani Jordan. So I'm saying he's winning, whether he's winning or not. Just, you know what I mean? Like Trick Williams. Trick Williams could be at the bottom of the card. You go home to Last Legend. You're winning, sir. There are certain people. It doesn't matter what happens.
Matter of fact, since you're getting congratulations to Trick Williams and Last Legend and getting the house together.
Right. Which means you go home to Last Legend every night. You automatically are a winner. Whether you're a champion or not, sir, you are a winner.
You're a winner of us anyway, because we both were with Trick Williams.
True.
WWE needs their behinds whooped. They're putting 2 cards against the USA Mega Card, the 7-hour marathon. All in. Because I knew you weren't gonna read it like that. So I just went ahead and did it.
I was gonna do worse, but I appreciate it. I could use a little vocal relaxation. All right, Cole then says, yes, have the Inspiration win over the Elegance brand.
Oh, and by the way, they about to just to be a spoiler. And yes, I'm trying to be Paul Heyman. A new tag team is on their way to WWE at some point in time. Or should I say return the tag team?
Cole then says, why is Joe Hendry still in TNA? He's being hurt by not being the face of the company. Well, I mean, technically you could. Well,
when does his contract over? That's the question.
Well, he still has a contract, but you got to remember, he's not the locker room leader. That's Mike Santana, according to TNA. So I guess the locker room leader and the face can be technically 2 different people. So maybe Joe Hendry is the face because, I mean, do you still believe in Joe Hendry?
Have I ever believed in Joe Hendry? That's the question. You're the only one that sings the song on the show. I mean,
I don't say his name unless I expect him to appear, though. So Cole says they want to put Rhea Ripley in a tag team for the same reason they want Charlotte Flair in one. Get her away from the #1 singles women's title. I agree with that. But here's what's crazy about it. You don't even have to do a tag team for that anymore because now you have secondary women's championships. And you put one of those on Rhea Ripley, it automatically means more.
so much more. Unlike Becky Lynch. Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to say that about
Becky's done nothing for the Intercontinental Championship.
whatsoever.
Absolutely nothing. If anything, she's made it devalued. Now, another bet for Becky Hogan. Way to go. That's what we wanted. More hardware for Becky Hogan. All right. Colin says Blake Monroe might also be a transitional champion as well. Homegirl will be on the main roster by Royal Rumble.
Paul, don't you screw this up.
That's why I think she may not even win the belt, because I think they're going to be trying to push her to the main roster pretty quickly.
No.
So I don't think she may
Look
even
here.
win the NXT
Paul, Triple H, Levesque, you better not touch Blake Monroe for at least a year. Let her dominate down in NXT.
He's not going to probably do that.
Don't
That's
you
Paul.
mess up Blake Monroe.
She's a gorgeous blonde with huge assets.
That's all I want him to touch her.
He's going to get her on the main roster. At least Vince ain't there, because you really wouldn't want Vince to literally touch her.
Man, actually, I might be watching AEW more, because Vince will probably push me towards AEW.
Damian says Nikita Lyons is going to be the next NXT champ.
What the hell she has been at?
Damian just being Damian, man.
No, I'm just happy he brought her up, because what the hell she's been at?
Didn't she get released? I thought.
I ain't never heard getting released.
I don't know. She ain't been around though. I thought she got released just because she ain't been around.
I don't remember seeing her name in the release department. So yeah, live research. Great.
Live research. While he's doing live research, we're gonna live research our hindquarters on over to All Elite Wrestling. So AEW actually shocked me. They had a pretty good show for Dynamite 300. That was a really good, really well done show. You had Hangman come out and do his shtick, which I don't really have a problem with, because I'd rather have a guy that's challenging for the championship a little bit instead of have to come out every week and wrestle. Like, it gets old seeing them do the same thing. If you're gonna do the same thing, talk, run your mouth, right? So a little bit of that, but that did turn into more than that. So we'll get to that in a moment. Mercedes Moné actually put her TBS championship on the line against timeless Tony Storm's, I guess you call her friend Boo, Mina Shirakawa. Of course, Mercedes Moné came out successful, but it was actually a really good match. And it's one of them, like, it's kind of crazy that you did it, but you're smart that you did it not the week of your championship match, but the week before. People thought that there was a possibility that Mina would win to get the championship off of Mercedes Moné if she was going to beat Toni Storm. But the whole thing is she's collecting belts. So would it make sense for her to lose a belt when she already lost 2 and had to go get some more? And I don't mean this disrespectfully, but meaningless championships to the casual or normal wrestling fan. Right? Because you don't have like NJPW, AAA, like companies that people may at least know a little bit about. Obviously, we have AAA because of what's happening between them and WWE. But my point is, companies that people may know, the average, casual wrestling fan. So, but does have multiple belts. I think he got like 6 now. That was a good match. And then after the match, little confrontation between her and Toni Storm. What a shock. Now jump back to Hangman. So Hangman wanted to have a Texas death match with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley came to the ring and said no, because he said that Hangman doesn't really want to win. The same thing he's kind of been saying. But then they kind of got into it. And make a long story short, Hangman got some help. So Moxley and them fled. Then, what is her name? I always forget her name. The lady that's with the Death Riders, she got left in the ring because she tried to hit Hangman with the briefcase with the championship in it. Marina Shafir. She got left in the ring. So Hangman Page told Moxley, if you don't believe I'll do whatever it takes to win a championship, watch this. And he gave her a clothesline from hell, JBL-esque, and knocked her hind quarters out with it. So basically saying, I will do what it takes. So ended up being, it's now a Texas Death Match, long story short. I talked about the match between Monet and Shirakawa. It'll be interesting. But she's still the champ, so she'll still have all her belts walking in. All right. So, second spot in the men's casino gauntlet match was up for grabs. Maxwell Jacob Freeman won. When you hear the other people, you'll be sure he was going to win. It was Jacob Freeman, AR Fox, Anthony Bowens, and Brody King. Clearly, MJF was going to win this match. You might as well have just gave him a free ride to the next round, but he's the second competitor. So remember with that particular match, you don't have to wait for everyone to get in the ring to win. So with the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal, if you get the briefcase or the token, whenever you get it, you win. So you don't have to wait for everybody to get there. They had a heroes versus villains match. Young Bucks and Takeshita versus Bandito and part of Paragon. The important part of the match was that Kyle O'Reilly took a triple V trigger. Takeshita got in on a V trigger. And then after the match, Swerve and Ospreay came out and ran him out of the ring because they have a match next. They said they don't want the EVP power. They just don't want the power to be in their hands anymore. They want it all to go back to Tony Khan. And then they said no. So then Ospreay says, if we lose the match to you guys, we won't challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship for a year. Swerve did not seem like he was on board with that. So the Young Bucks said, if Swerve agrees, we'll take the match with those stipulations. Then Swerve and Ospreay took on La Faction and Go Bernable. We know who won that match. Dralistico and Mordos were defeated. So that was that. Kazuchika Okada had a match with Kota Ibushi. Ibushi had some other matches. He lost the match to Okada. But the important part was after the bell, they didn't think Kenny Omega was there. He was there. He came out with a cheer and cleared the ring. They're setting up the thing there because, of course, you have Okada and Omega. They're going to have a unified championship. So they're taking two belts that mean nothing and making them one unified championship. So taking, never mind. No. So the show was actually decent for Dynamite 300. I like the fact that they tried to put on a very good show, for the audience, and have everything. Try to tidy up some things going into All In Texas, which we'll talk about here now. So the thing about All In is, like I said, I won't say they have everything already in place, but they do have a good amount of the matches versus the other ones you kind of get. I'm tired of everyone in a lot of this foolishness is going on, but that's not what we're here for. That's a whole different thing that could take a long time. So we ain't gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. I just gotta pull up the card here, y'all. My screen froze. It's live, so y'all know how it goes. I just gotta pull it back up.
Women's Casino Gauntlet match. I don't even know who all in that match.
Well, they're doing the qualifiers. They're gonna have to do a lot of them in the next week or so. which is
next week. The show is Saturday.
within the next week. Right, but they still have Collision too, sir. Yeah, they still have Collision.
This is what I be talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But they have the match set, just not all the competitors for that one. At least they do that. They don't just bring up, well, you can't say that. So
yeah, what you couldn't even say that.
We have a World Tag Team Championship match. The AEW World Tag Team Champions. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. They're going to fight Jet Speed, who's Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight, the weird team we always talk about. And then the Patriarchy, which is Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Then they've got their cheerleader guy and Mama Wayne. That's also part of their quote-unquote faction. Only the two people fight. So it really is just a tag team. Women's Casino Gauntlet match. They have a couple of contestants. Can't really pick a winner because they don't have everybody. The men's Casino, I'm going to actually go with MJF to win it because he does have the Hurt Syndicate in his corner. So it's a 3-on-1 advantage really over anybody. So I'm going to go with him to win the men's. The women, I need to see the complete field, which we don't have yet, to really make a realistic guess. We also have the AEW TNT Championship that's going to be defended. Adam Cole, who is the champion, actually has a championship. Adam Cole, baby.
That belt still
versus
exists.
Kyle Fletcher, one of the 1,000 people in the Don Callis family. Adam Cole's reign has been as dry as the desert. It's been more about his little Paragon group than him actually being a champion. I say Kyle Fletcher takes the belt off of him. He doesn't need the belt. He's not doing anything with it. It's like the television championship for AEW. So it needs to be somebody who will actually at least be seen with it. So I say it goes as Kyle Fletcher because it makes more sense. Not because I think Tony Khan would do the right thing, but he just might say, you know what, I want the belt on TV more. Put on Kyle Fletcher. Your thoughts, sir?
You okay over there?
No thoughts?
You been around Tony Khan lately?
And of course, in the tag team championship match, I'm picking the Hurt Syndicate. I was doing a Tony Khan impersonation.
It better be the Hurt Syndicate.
No, Tony Khan impersonation. Yeah, definitely picking the Hurt Syndicate, I guess. I would be surprised if they ever lose. Not ever, but it would take a while before they lose.
If a certain team wins those belts, Cool McCain is firing off on the top of the show Monday. That's all I'm going to say.
If a certain team wins those championships, let's just say you want
to forget order.
Invite your friends,
like forget the order of the show.
First thing, hot fire. Like my name is Dylan.
If a certain team wins
tag team championship,
those titles, it's on site Monday, 6:30. It is on site.
Matter of fact, if a certain teams win, I might even give y'all a little 30 to a minute trailer on Facebook Live right afterwards. Certain teams.
All right.
It depends on the shock of no.
So it's the team that we choose.
That's going to be,
and there's a team that we will accept if they win. But there's one team if they win. Oh my gosh!
Yes,
you might not even see me for the first 15 minutes of the show because he's going straight in.
Straight in. I'm gonna introduce y'all to the show. How y'all doing? Very calm. And then I'm going to say, I have to get something off my chest. And the next 10 to 15 minutes will be must-see TV. I'm just going to say that.
Boy.
I 100% agree with my co-host.
Boy. Man.
All right. AEW TNT Championship. Who you got, Adam Cole or Kyle Fletcher?
Can I just throw this in the garbage and burn it?
if you want to.
No, just throw in the garbage, get a match, and just burn it. Just burn it. Jeez. Hey, Jack Perry did more with the TNT tighter than Adam Cole. And we haven't seen Jack Perry since.
So we have the winner takes all a Continental Championship and International Championship match. So
this is interesting.
Of course, people were saying,
this is interesting."
Yeah, of course, people were saying, "Oh, you could just put the name together. You could name it Intercontinental." So I said, "You could just name it the Continental Championship," which would have been different from the Intercontinental instead of the Undisputed Championship. But again, when you are before you're making decisions, this is what you get. So Kazuchika Okada is one champion. Kenny Omega is the other.
Yeah, no.
Only one will be champion when they leave.
This what makes it interesting.
Sides to this argument. You have the whole Don Callis family, it's about 30 people now, that don't want Kenny Omega to be champion. You also have the fact that Kenny Omega was standing tall in their last encounter. These things will lead me to believe Okada's going to walk away with this championship. Because Kenny Omega's going to get screwed. He'll probably have a couple of homies that'll come out and help him. But I think the overwhelming numbers of the Don Callis family are going to be what gets him in the end. And I think that Okada, with help, will win.
Ain't Okada still with the Young Bucks?
Technically, yes, but he's actually rocking with the Don Callis family now, too. But I think it's more of we would rather you win than Kenny Omega than you're in the Don Callis family. So I think they'll back him up because they don't want Kenny Omega to win to have a championship. That's how much of a hater Don Callis is.
Okay. All right. Because I was leaning Okada before you even said all that. So yeah, you just buffer my point to the fullest. Jeez.
And then Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. I think Jon Moxley's going to win this match because, again, same thing. I was torn until I saw this last episode and Hangman was clotheslining Marina Shafir and it's going to be, a specialty match and all that. All those things say Jon Moxley's going to find a way to win.
Are y'all saying Jon Moxley can't do a regular wrestling match? Is that what y'all telling me?
That's what I feel like they're saying.
I do not recall any time that you have talked about Jon Moxley defending that title has been that's a normal match.
There's not many of them. There's been a few, but not many of them. Yeah, not many of them at all.
All right, so Swerve did not agree to the stipulation as of now.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way to get rid of the EVPs is for him to agree to the stipulations. Which tells me...
We know he will.
Which tells me Swerve and Ospreay wins because you're really going to have two people outside of the main event picture for a whole year. Tony Khan. Now, I know we like to joke and you doing... Bruh, if you have the Young Bucks win this match and you put Swerve and Ospreay out of the main event picture for a whole year, you really need to be drug tested. For sure.
Well, sir, if they drug test him, he's going to fail. There's no way. This man does not blink. Okay? There is no person not on drugs that don't blink. This man don't blink. I've seen this man do a 10-minute talk, and this was him the whole time. That is not normal. That's not normal. But I do think Moxley needs to win. I do agree with you on them winning. It would be crazy if they didn't, just because I know the match is not official, but we know what's going to happen. Because they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be 8. And they may add one more inconsequential match to the card. They can't add the TBS championship to the card. Why? Because Mercedes Moné is already in the main event, according to what we're seeing here, which is going to be Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. Something tells me Mercedes Moné gonna win this match. Something tells me she's gonna win this match. I don't know what they're gonna do about the TNT championship. They're gonna make her give it up or whatever, but something tells me she's gonna win this match. Something just tell me they're not ready for her to lose yet. Now, it could just be indigestion. That's something telling me.
I can't do it. I'm picking Mercedes. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You wanted to, did you? You wanted to, did you?
I can't do it.
You over here struggling, y'all. If you're watching on Real Wise, if you're listening on Real Wise Radio,
Oh my god,
the quietness is the internal struggle of the playmaker. If y'all could see it, it'd be entertaining.
I want to pick Tony Storm because Mercedes Moné got all the goddamn bells already, but I can't pick against Mercedes Moné. Man, shut up, Cole Johnson. I know you about to type. And yes, I've been very critical of Mercedes Moné. But how many times have I picked against her?
I don't pick against her. All right, Damien says Nikita is on Evolve. I also got a message from one of our other listeners telling me that as well. So Cole Johnson got some comments here. We're going to go ahead and go through his. He says, there might be some other people in here, but Cole is very much interacting with us tonight. As always, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Cole says, I'm getting ill. I get the feeling Moxley is going to retain this weekend. Heyman Clothesline Miss Botchfest now takes the biggest pop of their program out of the match. Yeah. I didn't even see your comment, but we're on the same page there. Yeah. Cole says, I think they should do something crazy and have the gymnast, the Young Bucks, beat Swerve and Ospreay. They both couldn't challenge for the AEW World Title until next July. At All In. I mean, it's good long-term storytelling. But I think the thing for me and Playmaker is, do we trust them to do something like that? The answer for me is no. I'm sure that I can speak for my co-host and say,
let me speak for Cool McCain and say, who else you gonna put in the main event picture? You put two boys there.
But you gonna take Big Pressure and Ospreay out? You can't.
If you're just doing one, then we were like, all right, cool.
But you do like whoever gets pinned can't challenge. Okay, maybe, but both of them.
Both?
Yeah.
No.
As Cole so eloquently let me know, Marina Shafir. I always forget her name because she's very inconsequential, besides jumping on men's backs. Cole says, I will be shocked if Timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné don't main event All In. I agree. They're setting up right now. It looks like they are going to. But all it takes is one extra strong line and everything changes. Cole also says, "What WTF are they doing with Chris Statlander?"
Get ready to put her in with John Moxley.
Man, Chris Statlander is a champion for some other organization I just saw earlier.
Oh yeah, she did win that title. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. I did.
Shout out to her for winning the championship for whatever.
Yay!
Good job. I do like the AEW allows their people to go win other championships. And in the case of Mercedes Moné, you get to wear all your championships. The championships way more than her. But that's a different story. But yeah, I think they're gonna have her replace Shafir, which would probably be up, but not probably would be an upgrade. Cole says you still have another Dynamite before All In Playmaker. Yeah, so they're gonna do all those matches they haven't done in this week's Dynamite and in Collision.
And that's the problem. It's the week of.
Yeah, but at least the match is set. WWE coming with full matches. You could have all these people already set. You didn't have it forever. I followed you there. I'm just saying. Cole says MJF wins the men's field. I'm sure they want to hot shot MJF into the title picture at any time. Absolutely. It's probably
would that be the right move though? He
doesn't have to win. He just has to be in there.
Okay.
Cole also says Kyle Fletcher needs to have the TNT title. He's the future of AEW. And Adam Cole, Bay looks like he's on 1 month removed from a crystal meth bender. Playmaker straight left, bruh. He left. He'll be back. Damien says, I got Nick and Christian winning the tag titles. I ain't even messing with you, Damien. He's also got Okada winning. Cole says, I don't see anyone winning those titles off of the Hurt Syndicate. Everybody else draws crickets for the exception of Christian Cage. That's fair.
I almost had some words. I'm glad I caught myself.
Cole says, knowing the blow man, I can see Nick, Wayne, and Christian Cage being champs Saturday.
Let's go on to the next one.
Damien says Darby and Willow wins the casino.
Oh God, Darby Allin.
Let's hope not. You might be right because we don't even know the rest of the people yet. Let's hope not. Cole says snorting lines. Yams, give those titles to that high schooler and the old fart. I'm sick of hearing we hurt people all throughout the arenas. I just added the last one in for a dramatic effect, of course. Damien says Adam Cole wins, gets injured like he always do, and vacates the belt. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, when you're, according to Cole, a week away from a crystal meth bender, that can happen. From what I've ascertained, crystal meth weakens the bones. Cole says Okada should walk away with the title. He's the healthier one of the two anyway. Yeah, right. Kenny Omega got diverticulitis. A man that lost a whole bunch of his intestines. Damien says, doesn't WWE owns the trademark to IC title? They do, but not Continental title. Sounds better than half the names they've had anyway. Cole says, are you telling me that John Moxley can't do a regular match? Yes! He's Mr. Backyard Wrestling. Damien says, Mox and normal don't go hand in hand. Laugh out loud.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point.
Cole says, drug test con. That dude pisses powder. Ooh. He also agrees we're going to see the belt collector grab another title on Saturday. And he says he agrees. Mercedes will be the new AEW Women's Champion. I knew we weren't going to get a show without this. Damien says Mercedes, a.k.a. Black Charlotte, wins. Laugh out loud. Next comment. Cole says Tony Storm upside down, cake, 4-layer cakes. I like, and the thing about Toni Storm is she's also hippie, so it adds volume and fluffiness to her cakealizations. So I personally am a fan of that.
I've seen a clip of Toni Storm doing the "I Never Ever Have," man. I was like, "Yeah, this woman is a treasure. Like, there's nowhere around it. She's a treasure."
Cole also says Mercedes Monet cupcake.
Hey,
I would agree. Mercedes has risen to the level of cupcakes now. I will agree.
She's working.
Yeah.
Darn you, Beast Mortos.
Cole says, who else do you want to put in the main event picture? The Blow Man wants the crash test dummy himself there in Darby Allin. He does. I'm sure that's pretty cool when you're zooted on powder. Darby Allin just crashed himself around. So.
Hey, I'm a destiny. Let me and go through glass. Yay.
So, good people, we're going to forego our commercial break. And we're going to go ahead and get into the multi.
You want to do that?
Yeah. The multi PLEs for one WWE. Let's get it, sir.
Do you want to start off hot? Do you want to start off in the middle? Do you want to start off cold?
It don't matter. However you want to start.
I'm asking you because, you know.
Let's start off cold and then build to the heat.
Start off cold and build to the heat. Okay.
Since you're asking, my good man.
Okay. Judgment Day has all the gold again.
Oh, I was wondering what we're clapping for.
I thought you ain't catch on to that.
I caught on to it.
Finn Balor and JD McDonough defeated the New Day. And they're tag team champions again. And by the way, got a pop for it from the Pittsburgh crowd.
Because, as I've been trying to tell y'all, without Big E, New Day sucks. Let's hope the Judgment Day defends the belts more than last time.
And they didn't cheat to win either.
I mean, if they do that, they didn't have to.
So, yes, Judgment Day has all the gold. Again. 2 sets of tag team titles and the Intercontinental Championship. And yet, we still trying to find a way to break up the Judgment Day, and it's not coming.
It's not.
Oh, boy. Io Sky got to choose her opponent in Rhea Ripley. We'll talk about that later. All right. So I said something. I said a superstar is feeling like with 8 different people all at the same time, right? You have Seth Rollins, who has a stable with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and the wise man Paul Heyman. Why is this man feuding with people on both shows? He is stationed on Raw. He has beef with Sami Zayn. He has beef with Jey Uso. He has beef with Penta. And he has beef with CM Punk. And then all of a sudden, you have beef with John Cena, LA Knight on SmackDown. Not to mention, whenever Roman Reigns decided to bring his butt back, he's coming straight for your throat too. And then, based on what happened on Raw, when Gunther gets done with Goldberg, he's coming for you too. Why is this man beefing with everybody right now?
He must love beef.
Do you understand this? It didn't hit me till somebody put it on Facebook. I'm like, now that I think about it. And then that was the fact that LA Knight showed up on Raw too. I'm like, this dude is really beefing with everybody. What the heck? He's beefing with everybody. Didn't this man have injuries because he was beefing with everybody when he was the face of the company? Now he's a heel. Now he's beefing with everybody again.
That's a good point.
Y'all trying to kill Seth Rollins.
That's what he's supposed to have a stable for. He's supposed to get help. He should be able to press off Sami Zayn to Braun Breaker. Or excuse me. Oh, big boy.
Bronson Reed.
Big Bronson Reed. Big boy.
This is amazing that this man has enemies almost in every corner.
So he should change his theme song. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies.
Wow.
A lot of people trying to trade me for this energy.
Comment of the night goes to Damien.
We'll go ahead and throw this up there.
Wow.
Damien says Seth, aka Arby's. Shredded meat, shredded beef. That's all gonna be left of him.
Dang, he beefing with everybody. Good gracious. CM Punk want a piece of him. LA Knight want a piece of him. Jey Uso want a piece of him. Sami Zayn. Well, Sami Zayn want to fight everybody too. So
Sami Zayn, yeah, he got like 80 enemies. He got more enemies than Seth Rollins. He got like 3 friends and like 80 enemies. Penta, CM Punk, and Jey Uso is his friends. Everybody else want to beat his butt.
I mean, Penta want a piece of Seth Rollins. John Cena looked at Seth Rollins like, "What is you doing trying to interfere in my match with that darn briefcase? You must be out your rabbit behind mine."
Seth Rollins said, "I'm about to get that belt you got there, boy."
And then Seth Rollins, "Your plan was never to cash in on John. Why did you bring your stupid butt out there in the first place?"
He said it was just to make sure that Phillip Brooks didn't win. That's what he said. Cole says, so now you know Rollins will eventually be the world heavyweight champion, all these enemies. Or he could, honestly. I mean, he's saying he's not, but he could. I would enjoy if he cashed in on Cena. That would bring me great pleasure. In like a turn for John Cena, like he wins his match, actually a good match, whenever it is. And then Seth Rollins and the boys come out and they beat his ever-lucky monkey hind pots and take that championship. That would be enjoyable.
You trying to turn Cena back face? Is what you're doing?
I don't care if he's still a heel. I just want to see him get his hind parts beating 10 tsunamis. Tsunami! Spear!
Wade Barrett, look, I need Bronson Reed back on SmackDown so Wade Barrett can call that move correctly.
Tsunami!
Just like when Trick Williams coming to the main roster, we need Booker T on commentary.
That's gonna be impossible to do without Booker T. And Trick gotta go to SmackDown too. So that he could do the for the Devil's Kiss too. Gotta get all that on the same show. Paul, it's time for you to get right.
I will say this: it's good to see Corey Graves on Raw. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, it's been good to see him when he's been able to do that.
What?
I'm kind of glad.
Matter of fact, Triple H, why you just want to put Corey Graves and Pat McAfee along with Michael Cole in this color today? How about that?
Right.
They call WrestleMania together. They call the Royal Rumble together. Just let them call Monday Night Raw together. We'll be fine. Matter of fact, we'll get more laughs for the commentary team than ever.
They gotta get Corey Graves back on Raw or SmackDown, yo.
And the thing is, Pat McAfee, he's not a stubborn human being. He knows when to shut up.
Right.
Pat McAfee will shut up for the time and let Corey Graves, Michael Cole do the call, and then he'll jump in every now and then.
Agreed.
Now that's Raw. SmackDown.
One other thing for Raw. Why do we still have an El Grande Americana? It's clearly not the same person.
I was saving that. I will say that for a different time because we got too much going on.
No, I just want to mention it. We'll get into it later, but I couldn't let it go without mentioning it. Go ahead, sir.
We'll get to that at a different time.
Yes, we will.
Oh man, if we didn't have 80,000 freaking shows this week, I would have got into it. SmackDown real quickly. Jim McIntyre returned. And he gave a vote of comments to Cody Rhodes before he got RKO'd. And he also painted Cody Rhodes in a heel type mode. If you was paying attention. If y'all was paying attention, they are dropping. How do I want to put this? I don't want to call it hints.
I think they're fake hints, personally.
You think it's faking it? I kind of think they're faking it, but I ain't want to say faking it. I want them. I'm
gonna say it.
They giving mysterious tidbits of Cody Rhodes doing heelish things.
The thing for me is if he turns heel, who's QB1? That's the problem. Who's the guy that kisses the babies and shakes the hands and all that? Champion
or put in Drew McIntyre terms, the politician.
Right. Right.
How about so who is the leader of the tag team division?
Who's the leader?
Yeah. Who's supposed to be the leader of the tag team division?
The champs.
Seems to be DIY is the leader of the tag team division. But Johnny Wrestling bailed on his team because Eric Rowan rose from the dead. And now, thanks to Johnny Wrestling, the YSS get that rematch.
That was always going to happen. So, well, it was great while it lasted. I heard when you see the smoke, you know it's fire in the building. We want the smoke, holding up the championships, but it's over. It's over.
You can thank Johnny Gargano for that.
Yep. Unless everybody gets together again and stops them, it's over.
Thank you, Johnny Wrestling.
Jonathan Garganos. Thank you, sir.
You scared behind Punk. I will use some other words, but this is a family program.
I'm proud of you, sir.
I'm gonna leave.
I just knew you was about to say he's a sab.
Oh, I had some choice words coming.
Yeah,
but it's a family program, so I'm gonna keep it PG,
sir.
I'm gonna keep it PG. Moment of the week for me, and nobody's not gonna put the whole thing up. Charlotte Flair goes to Nick Aldis and is like, "Oh, I heard Tiffany get to pick her opponent. Did she pick me? No, but I had a different title opportunity in line for you. How about tag team title? Does that sound good to you? And then next thing you know, you see Alexa Bliss. And she being the whole queen thing, doesn't want the spotlight, and then Alexa had to break it to her some truth. Charlotte, you haven't been in the spotlight in like forever. And Charlie thought about it. Okay, fine. It's still gold. I can capture. Why not? Yeah. And as soon as I knew They were a tag team. Guess who I'm picking to win the tag team titles? I know some. I already know somebody's gonna say, but Roxanne just got the belt, and Roxanne's gonna lose them damn belts too.
Yeah.
Because this is how I'm going to jump right into Evolution. Give me the Twisted Queens to become the new women's tag team champions. And yes, I came up with that name myself. I am calling Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair the Twisted Queens. Any objections to the name?
No objections, sir.
See, I come up with better names than AEW.
That's not really a flex at all, sir.
It should be because I'm not in wrestling. I don't do wrestling.
Neither does AEW. That's the problem. They do, according to Cole, they do gymnastics, not wrestling.
Wow. So yes, I'm picking the Twisted Queens. Are you going Judgment Day, sir?
So here's my cop-out answer. There's going to be 4
You don't
teams.
know. You don't know because we don't know.
Teams.
No, I know. I know you're going.
It doesn't matter who the other 2 teams are. It's going to be one of those 2 teams. I would probably say I'm about 55. No. I'm about 53-47 Charlotte and Alexa. It's close. It is Nat Booty. See that? Nat Booty tight. But I'm going to go slightly with Charlotte and Alexa. Very slightly.
Because we don't know what the Raw team is going to look like. We don't know what the NXT team is going to look like.
They're not going to win. Neither one of them's going to win.
I'm going with the Twisted Queens.
I'm going to slightly, Nat Booty tightly, slightly go with them.
It was announced by Adam Pearce earlier today. The aforementioned Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch, will be defending her Intercontinental Championship against both Bayley and Nia Valkyria. And somehow, someway, Becky Hogan will still have that title.
Becky Hogan will definitely keep that title.
Laura and Bayley finna have a heated rivalry all of a sudden. So we literally used Becky Lynch to create a whole new rivalry. That's pretty much what we did.
And get 2 deserving candidates away from a championship. That's why she's Becky Hogan.
NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane defending against Jordan Grace. You know what the problem is with this? You know what the problem with this match is? Saturday night's main event is no, not Saturday night's main event. The Great Mexican Bash is going to end up telling what's going to happen at Evolution. Which is terrible.
I'm gonna just go Jordan Grace.
If we believe that JC Jane is a Jordan Assistant champion, and she better lose to Jordan Grace. Otherwise, Kuma can't be calling out Shawn Michaels. We don't believe in JC Jane. We don't.
No, we don't.
We do have a battle royal, and the winner will get a shot at the women's world title. We don't know who's in it.
That sounds so stupid.
We don't know who's in it. We don't know who's in it whatsoever. We can't beat Jordan. We can't beat Jade Cargill because guess what? She's already got a title match at SummerSlam. Which tells me somebody from Raw is winning that battle war now that I said that.
I can get with that.
And it can't be Liv Morgan because she was going to be out for the rest of the year. And it can't be Rhea Ripley. She already got a title match. So who's the next big thing on the card from Raw? You know what? I said Judgment Day losing the title, right? If that match takes place before the Bar Royal, give me Raquel Rodriguez. Just for the hell of it.
Rhea Ripley's already in the championship match.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a little more. We don't even know what Raw team is going to be.
Maybe Julia.
She's a SmackDown person.
Oh.
And she has the United States title, so.
Vakir. Wrong show, my bad. Vakir.
Stephanie Vakir, yeah, that is a very good choice.
I got the shows mixed up.
That's a very good choice. But it might be too early for her. Oh, I changed my pick. You changed Jade Cargill won Queen of the Ring, right?
Yeah.
Asuka wins the Battle Royal. I got a feeling they're gonna do what they plan on doing at SummerSlam, which tells me Mommy has never beaten Io Sky, and I don't think she's gonna be at Evolution now.
I think she's gonna beat her.
I don't think she's gonna beat her. I think they're setting up Io Sky and Asuka. I think they're setting up Io Sky and Asuka. I'm going that route.
Sexy.
I'm going that route.
I'm gonna acknowledge the sexiness of your pick, but I'm sticking with mine. But I am gonna acknowledge the sexiness of your pick.
He has Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vakir, SummerSlam. I'm going Io Sky and Asuka SummerSlam. We'll see. We will see.
I have a feeling when it all comes down to it, it's going to be a mixture of our two guesses.
Oh, Io Sky and Stephanie Vakir.
Yeah.
We got one title match out of the way. I'll say the other one. Jade Cargill and Naomi renewed their rivalry. And on the WWE website, it says no holds barred match.
That's got to be. You got to give it to Naomi because she got the briefcase. Maybe she debuts someone to help her take care of Jade. But you got to give it to Naomi. You know what I'm saying?
Just for the fun of it, I'm going Jade. Somebody returns and gives Naomi what she's been deserving.
So you're going the other way.
I'm going Jade Cargill, and I'm saying Bianca Belair returns.
That's why I say you're going the other way.
My girl returns. Or yours could be right because Bianca Belair might go the other way. And we have the whole IWC saying they told us so.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be Bianca. I thought Naomi was going to have a whole entirely different person. You know what I'm saying? Come in and be her backup.
Anybody in mind?
There's always one way we can go. It's a little lazy, but it's always one way I can go.
Which is?
Could be somebody from one of the female bloodline members.
It's the all women's pay-per-view, so everybody want to be involved in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I think that Raw team gonna be the Bella Twins. Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, I think it's gonna. I don't think Bree's coming back, so I think it's gonna be Nikki and somebody.
And speaking of coming back, Tiffany Stratton got to pick her opponent, and she picked Trish Stratus. Tiffany, why you had to do that to me? Why? Why you had to do that to me? The only time I want to see Trish if Trish coming back and winning a match. I don't want to see Trish come back and lose a match.
Right.
Bringing Trish back so she can lose does not do me any justice whatsoever.
But she don't. The good thing about Trish is she don't mind putting over.
She doesn't.
The girls now, but it's not fun when she's always putting somebody over.
It's not. There's no satisfaction when she loses.
Well, I'm not gonna 100% agree with that.
Of course you do.
Because whenever Trish shows up, there's satisfaction. It's always time to rock and roll. When Trish shows up, just
I'm sorry, I have a deeper connection with Trish. Okay.
good for you.
I don't want to see my number one lose. I just don't. It doesn't help me whatsoever. I need to see my number one win.
I'm just saying, when Trish Stratus shows up, that's already satisfaction for everyone. That's my point.
No, I get your point. And it started that way, and then I realized what was happening. I'm like, oh, well, she's showing.
Yeah, I would have preferred her being in the Royal Rumble match because that would have meant there was a chance she could win the match. And if she got thrown out, I was like, oh, she got thrown out. But you know she's going to lose that match. So, yeah. It's not a lot of excitement when you know the outcome.
Like, I couldn't even get excited when her and Jay had a backstage. So I'm like, that's not happening.
Right.
We ain't finna see Trish Stratus and Jay Cargill shit right. That is not happening. That don't do me no favors.
There aren't favors.
Sucks. Probably the only person I feel more. No, I'll take that back. I think Mercedes and they got some rivals now. I need to stop following these women on Instagram because it's not good for my health. I'm sorry, I can't help. Tony Storm just a national church. I can't help but that.
There's nothing you can do about that.
It's just the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
And Mercedes speaks for herself. If you don't like Mercedes on me, I can't help you. I'm sorry. You talking about somebody who's glued to her since the NXT days, so you can't unglue that.
The man knows what he likes.
But yeah. 4 freaking premium events in one freaking weekend. You already, man, next week's show is going to be ridiculous regardless of what happens. That's the feeling like we got to recap all 4 of them.
Yep. So we won't have a wrestler of the week next week either because our time will be put to giving y'all the reviews and thoughts on these different shows.
And Kuma Kane probably going off for 15 minutes on something.
I'll try to keep it to 10.
Something's going to happen. He's going off that show. I'm telling you, he's going off that show. I don't know what it's going to be, but he's going off that show.
I'll try to keep it to 10.
That's a very strong try in all capital letters.
You notice I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm saying I'll try to keep it to 10 minutes.
I'm tell you, he's going off on something this weekend. It's to tally too much wrestling for something not to go wrong on his part.
Oh, something's going to definitely go wrong. Yeah, if one thing goes wrong,
Did that one thing go wrong? I'm gonna be in the background for like 20, 25 minutes. And just laughing.
And he won't be wrong. He won't be wrong.
But I'm pretty sure Paul gonna do something that make him go off too. So you might get 2 tangents from him next week.
That daggone Paul. Dad blame Paul.
But I will say this: thank you for giving me the Twisted Queens, Paul. You gave me something I can look forward to.
That's a good name, by the way, sir. It really is a good name for them.
You like that name? I appreciate it.
I do like it.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, I saw some of y'all comments. That hatred that you have of Charlotte slowly going away from it. Y'all saw how she looked on SmackDown. Y'all felt some type of way.
He could be talking to me. I seen Charlotte on SmackDown. I was like, all hail the queen.
He said it. He said it. He came around.
Hey. If everybody knows one thing about me, sumptuousness is appreciated.
Yes, he came around for once. Yes.
Hey,
this has been the best show thus far.
Sumptuousness.
And you see, and y'all thought they can't do nothing to make out like Charlotte, but team her up with Alexa Bliss and look what happened. The whole atmosphere changed.
I don't give a monkey's you know what about that.
Oh, I know you know. I'm talking about the people we be talking about almost over.
Yeah, some of these other people, they're on my wavelength. After a while, Charlotte's got to support. I'm just saying.
See, throwing tag team Alexa Bliss, things change. It's a different feeling around Charlotte for all of a sudden.
You put in
not just him. I'm talking about out there in the IWC too. I don't know. Have you been seeing the comments? I'm like, yeah. The same ones that have been going on.
A lot of my comments that I've seen people, they've been posting a lot of pictures of Charlotte, a lot of stills of her in that outfit. Talking about how Nick Aldis lost his focus for a moment there too. They must have not warned Nick. You got to warn a married man when you're gonna do something like that. Just saying.
Oh hell, the queen.
You wear that outfit, I'll say it. I need you to get that in every color.
Not every color.
Every color. Pink.
Adidas hey, look so much good in a day of their life.
Orange. Purple.
Indigo. That man said yellow, orange, and indigo. Good gracious. Let's go.
Lime green.
Hey, let's go, man.
Forest green.
You over here.
White, silver. All right, last few comments. Damien says, cool, you know it's WWE. They can't live without the racism. I ain't even mad. It's just whoever's champions was losing to the Wyatt Six, so it just happened to be my peoples. He also said it could have been worse. At least the Street Profits didn't lose to the titles to the Fabio Boys. This is true. Pretty Dudley. Terrible thing. The whole thing was just terrible, even in NXT. Damien also says Alexa has to lose that stupid dog gimmick if she wins the tag titles. Ooh, Damien says he got Masha Slamovich win the Battle Royal. I mean, it's basically NXT 2.0. Damien says, hate to spoil the Raw Women's Tag Partners, but it's going to be Natty and Maxine. Just saw it on Twitter.
Oh, they definitely ain't winning.
It ain't winning.
They definitely ain't winning.
Damien says, technically there's 5, please, if you want to add boxing on Friday. We don't want to add boxing.
No,
we don't want to add boxing.
No.
We can acknowledge that it is happening, but we don't want to add it. This is Monarchs of Wrestling, not Monarchs of Combat Sports. Just saying. But with that being said, good people, we are at that time. We appreciate y'all hanging with us. Those of you who hung with us to the end, those of you tuned in and maybe left so that you could see everything from Raw Live, I ain't mad at you. It's all good. Make sure you bring 4 people next week, and then tell 4 more people besides the 4 that you have to.
Mind if I want you to just tell 10 because Kuma can't going off at the beginning of the show. Just tell 10 people.
The beginning.
He going off at the beginning of the show.
It might not be the beginning, depending on what happens. It might not be the beginning. But I will be going off. But yeah, you know what? Just tell 10 people. Matter of fact, just share it. Just share it to like places that we ain't in and share it to. Just share it. And then after you share it again. And as always, good people, it's never where you start. It is always where you finish. Any last comments from you, Mr. Playmaker?
Paul, don't you ever do 3 events on the same weekend ever again.
Yeah, Paul, you wilding because you didn't need to do 3. I agree with that.
Bruh.
We out.
Serious.
Shout out Real Wise Radio. We in here.